Greetings YouTube, and welcome to the next episode of How to Vanguard. And in this one, at long last, I'm going to be talking about the Legion mechanic we'll be getting come November, when a lot of stuff comes out. Let's just make it blunt like that. And I'm not going to lie, when we get Legion, it's going to change the game considerably, as these guys are just really good. Like, Legions are so much better than limit breaks. It's not even funny. And the fact is, the moment Legion came out, they had an impact on Japan. Even just the starter decks, they were already doing crazy shit because of just how good Legion is. And basically, come, let's say, around March next year, a lot of powerful limit break decks are probably going to be irrelevant, like Eradicators here, because Legions don't need 3 to 4 damage to do their stuff. They can go off as early as 2 damage if need be, and that's how they're designed. So, what is a Legion unit? A Legion unit is a grade 3 unit that has certain text designated on the card. In this case, Brawler, Shotgun Blow Dragon, has a symbol here showing Legion, a symbol of what his power will be after Legion, 20,000, and it tells you how to perform Legion. Now, this is all Japanese, so of course this would be difficult to read, but I do know his effect, and it is: first, you return 4 cards. First, your opponent must have a grade 3 Vanguard in play. Then, you must have 4 cards in your drop zone. You return those cards to the deck, and then look through your deck for the unit that is listed on here. In this case, Military Brawler, Lece, something along those lines. Call it to Vanguard Circle alongside your grade 3 Vanguard, and now you've performed Legion. Now that I have performed Legion, my base power is 20,000. During my opponent's turn, it's 11,000. Meaning I get to swing for lots of damage, potentially even higher depending on what other skills I have. Also, certain units will have their effects trigger when they're in Legion. In this case, Shotgun Blow Dragon is when this unit performs Legion, counterblast 2 cards, your opponent retires 2 of their rear guards, and if you have more rear guards than your opponent does, after you resolve this effect, he gets an additional critical. Also, when he attacks, if I have more rear guards than my opponent does, I gain an additional 2,000 power for the turn. It's pretty dope, as basically this guy is an Ignition Dragon, but not as a break ride, but as an on-ability skill. And all I need to have is just 2 damage to perform the skill, and my opponent has to have a grade 3 in play. It actually kind of makes the dynamics of going first or second a little more interesting, in that if you go first, you won't be able to Legion. Your opponent will be able to, because you'll have played a grade 3 first, and then they play the grade 3 second, allowing them to go into Legion. But on the flip side, because of how Legion is structured, you could potentially still hit Legion first, because you have to have 4 cards in your drop zone, and that actually will lead to some people playing differently in the early game. Like, nowadays when you're playing Vanguard, and you're playing in like a limit break format, people are inclined to take some hits early because they want to go off at 4 damage. They want to be at 4 damage to do crazy shit like Break Ride, Gauntlet Buster Dragon over Ignition Dragon, or just start using Descendant's ability to restand. He needs to be at 4 damage for that. Okay. So you're more likely to hold on to your triggers and your perfect guards during the early game and save them for the late game Break Ride pushes. Now, however, in a Legion format, you're actually more inclined to use your shields early, because you want to get 4 cards in the drop zone to perform Legion. Doesn't matter what kind of units are in there, just put them in. So your opponent's swinging at you and you don't want to take the hit. Guarding for 20k, that's actually not so bad now. You got your 2 units in the drop zone, meaning once you get 2 more, you're good to go. And there are other ways to put cards into the drop zone. You don't have to burn all the cards in your hand to do it. But hey, if you open with a bunch of triggers and you want to have them back in the deck for a late game, by all means, do so. But there's some other ways to set up your drop zone for Legion. In fact, units that put cards into the drop zone become a lot better in the Legion format. 2 examples would be Luckbird clones like Rising Phoenix, Soul Blast 2, draw a card, half the requirements for Legion right there. Looter clones like Ceremonial Bonfire Eradicator Caster. When you call this to rearguard and you have X amount of conditions in play, ditch a card, draw a card. In 1 turn, you just put 3 cards into your drop zone. You guard with a 10k, you're set to go on the following turn. And because you want to get to your grade 3s ASAP, Units like these, Spark Kid Dragoon, become better. Put them into the soul. Look for through the top 5. See if you hit your grade 3. If you do, excellent. Now you have an extra card in their soul, so you can call Rising Phoenix, Soul Blast off, draw a card, and you're kind of really set. Speaking of the soul, in the event that you ever have a Legion unit in play and you realize, oh, the game's kind of going on a little long, I have so many cards in my drop zone, I want to get them back in, I've already Legioned once. Well, it's perfectly fine to re-ride a Legion unit and then perform another Legion so that you can shuffle back in your triggers and extend the game on. That's actually kind of a thing to keep note is, because you're shuffling back in triggers, Vanguard games actually can go longer if you're always hitting your heals. I once saw a game go where both players hit, I think, 6 triggers because of Legion. Crazy. But anyway, so yeah, if you want to re-Legion, by all means do so. When you ride a grade 3 over a Legion unit, both the grade 3 and the grade 2 go into the soul, which actually works really nicely again with these guys, because call that Soul Blast 2 and then re-Legion. Crazy. Now, I've been going on and on about Legion and how basically they are better than limit breaks and break rides, but that's not to say that some limit break guys are completely outclassed. Like Minerva here, she is still good, and she will still see play in the Regalia deck post-Legion, as she's a great late-game card. Novelle Vague's also a really good finisher in the Kagero deck Legion when it's based around Vortex Dragonute. And some break rides have really good interactions with Legions, like Ignition Dragon. He works rather well with Shotgun Blow. When you break ride this on top of him, Counterblast 1, kill 2 things, and use his skill, Counterblast 2, kill 2 more things. You killed 4 rear guards. He gets the additional crit, and he gets to swing for 32 on your turn. Your opponent's either going to have to eat a lot of damage, or guard a hell of a lot, or a perfect guard. And yeah, they probably will guard a hell of a lot in order to set up their own Legion. In fact, in the Legion format, Quintet Walls become really good because they put 6 cards into the drop zone. The Quintet Wall itself, plus the 5 you call. A lot of decks will run 1 to 2 Quintet Walls in the Legion format, depending on how their deck construction is. Some decks will run only 5 grade 3s. Those ones will tend to use perfect guards, whereas the ones that run 8 grade 3s, like Gauntlet, Knucklebuster, won't run Quintet Walls, or as many, because you don't want to hit your grade 3s off of that. But yeah, that's basically what the Legion format is going to be like when we get it. It'll be crazy. And as far as the decks that will have Legion right out of the gate, we will have Shadow Paladin, Genesis, Liberators, Royal Paladins, and Link Joker. Those will be the ones that can immediately abuse Legion. Narukami do get a Legion unit in Fighters Collection 2014, but for some dumb reason we don't get Brawlers of Friendship, so Skybeat Dragon, Big Bang Knuckle Dragon, Wild Rush Dragon, those won't be available, so Narukami won't be able to do a whole lot in the format, which is unfortunate because I love the deck, but well, I'll just have to keep waiting. BT 16 Legion of Dragons and Guys will be coming out in December, and with that set we will be getting the rest of the Royal Paladin Legion. We may not be getting the Narukami units in there, which is unfortunate. Nova Grapplers will be in there. Dimension Police will be in there. I'm trying to think of what else is in there. I think Neo Nectar are in there too. Yeah, a lot of good decks will be made things post-December. Nova Grapplers and Genesis will probably be the 2 best decks alongside Link Joker and Royal Paladin. I think those will be our 4 Magic 4 decks until we get to BT 17, and then Kagero just become ridiculously good again. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say in this episode of How to Vanguard, and I think that pretty much covers all the tutorials I really wanted to talk about. From here on out, How to Vanguard will probably be more strategy based, like magic numbers, when you should guard this way? When is it really worth it to go for the double trigger? I.e., your opponent gives you a 2 to pass, and you need to hit both triggers in order to win the game. Do you go for it or do you not? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. That kind of thing. If you have any ideas or suggestions actually for what I can cover in How to Vanguard segments, by all means let me know and I'll take them into consideration. As is pretty much it. Again, BT15 is coming up very soon. I don't know if I'll be able to get anything that set. I'm hoping I can. I hopefully will be able to get like just some content regarding that anyway. Games using the decks in there. Maybe some talk with people about the decks. Who knows? There's a lot of things open when it comes to Vanguard on this channel. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this segment. I hope this answered questions you may have had about Legion. If you still have any, by all means, post in the comment section below. I'll answer them to the best of my abilities. Until then, this is BlueStar99, jacking out.